YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of 2A in LA. As always, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. You should not take it as fact. You should not take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. All right? So let's get this started. Look, before we get rolling, you know what I'm going to ask you. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all that for your boy and make sure you hit the notification button. All right, so look. This week, we're talking about Vaultek Lifepod gun safes, okay? And I have a couple of these. And so we'll talk a little bit about both of them. And I'll get it right out of the way up front. I love these safes. First of all, they're good looking. And so I'll run some B-roll up here so you can kind of check them out. I have two of these personally. The first is the Colion Noir Pew Pew Lifepod. And what's really good about both of these safes is that they're really made really well. They're made of this polymer material, but it doesn't feel plasticky and cheap. They have a lot of weight to them. They're well constructed. They have, multiple options and in terms of unlocking them. So let's I'll cover one. So I've got that one, the Colion Noir one, and I also have the Lifepod 2.0 version, which is the larger version of the two safes, right? So let's talk about the features, because the features are similar on both. So, and again, I'm running B-roll on this so you can see it. So you can, there's two ways you can unlock these safes. One is by a predetermined code that you can set for yourself, and the other one is by a key. Now, to do the predetermined code, you simply, the lock has to be unlocked, and inside you press a button, you punch in the code, you press the button again and reaffirm the code, and then once the code is locked, it's there. So it's relatively easy to establish the code. And, you buy a lot of these things, and it's like, pulling teeth to try to set the code. I like the fact that it's code-based and not kind of fingerprint-based, because I always have issues. And when you need to get to your firearm, you want to be able to get to it. Both of these run off a 9-volt battery, and by pressing the lock key, the battery will indicate, how strong the charge is. If it's green, you're good to go. If it's red, your battery level is getting low and you need to replace it. Now, some of you guys are probably thinking, well, if my battery goes thin and I need to get in here, what do I do? Well, there is a port where you can just plug in your USB cable into the port, and it will provide enough electricity for you to unlock the safes. Okay, so from that perspective, worst case scenario, you don't have your battery dies on you, you can't get in. There's two ways you can get in. The first is by plugging in the USB port and opening it that way. The other one is with an actual key. Now, for you guys thinking, okay, well, suppose somebody tries to get slick and got game and can pick my lock. Well, because you have the option of plugging in the port and entering your code, they offer another feature wherein which you can lock your key lock. And what I mean by that is, in the interior, and I'll put it up here, in the interior of the safe, you can flip a switch that will make your key invalid. And so if you are worried about somebody picking the lock, you can eliminate that as a method of entry and just use the USB piece as a backup, okay? And so that's how you enter it. Now, let's talk about kind of the interior. Another great thing about these, as I said, is the construction, but also the interiors are very well made. So you got like foam that you can like sit your weapons on and it'll absorb a lot of the cushion. You have additional place up here for important paperwork or your passport, and that's in the Coleon Noir case. It's also in the 2.0 case. And as you can see, the 2.0 case, again, is the much larger of the two cases. And so these things have these also, they have these compression locks where you put the lock there. And this, along with the seal and the gasket, is waterproof. Both of them are waterproof. Also, you know, you're going to get protected from your normal dust and air and other things that can damage your valuables. And so, again, high level of construction, very attractive, very versatile. So I don't have a lot of cons to either of these. I love them. Oh, obviously, too, very, very portable. So these are airport approved. So you can fly with them, and, you know, easily, you know, throw in your trunk or in your car or whatever the case may be, locked up, safe. They also come with a cord that allows you to bolt, wrap the cord around something that's permanently fixed, like a fixture in a hotel room or something in your car, so you can lock that in place so people can't just grab it and run with it. So that they have that as part of the package too, which is great. I've got one complaint, and so Vaultek is probably one of the best makers of kind of more portable, smaller safes that are out there. But I find one problem with most of their cases, and that is they're that much too small. They're that much too small. I don't know. They've got a full size, and I can't remember, it's the RS something or another, but they've got a standing safe, rifle safe and handgun safe. I mean, this thing is top notch. It's got the finger recognition. You can do a code. You can operate it with your cell phone. It's just not enough room. I want to put, in something like that, I want to be able to fit 4 rifles side by side. You just can't do it. You got to maneuver. I don't know who in their internal staff is not thinking about this, particularly because these things aren't cheap, right? And so I'll put up there the price for the Coleon Noir one. I think it's like $140 or something like that. And for the Lifepod 2, I'll put that up there. And they're great. And they're worth the money. The construction is worth the money. The one thing I don't like is they're not big enough. So, like, for the Coleon Noir case, it will not fit most full-size guns. I don't care what anybody says. It just won't. It won't fit most full-size guns. You got a mid-size gun, no problem. Even if it's got a red dot on it, even if it's got an extended mag on it, if you're in a non-capacity limited state, it'll fit. It'll fit almost every mid-size gun, and certainly compacts. But, I mean, if you would have just made it a little bit bigger, right? If it was a ½ an inch around, which wouldn't have made a significant difference in the overall size, you could have fit a full-size gun. So why wouldn't you do it? I don't get it. So if you want to fit a full-size gun, the Coleon Noir case is not the case. You want to get this one is great if you've got a mid-size or a compact. I'll show some a picture or B-roll I have up here where I've got my M&P shield in it, plus an extra mag, and I still have all the compartments and everything for my important paperwork and anything else I want to add. So it's great for that. And even in a mid-size, I think I'll show a picture where I've got a mid-size in there too. But great, fantastic, but will not fit a full-size gun. And for me, I don't like that part of it. But I got this for more travel guns, stuff that I'm going to conceal carry. I'm usually not concealed carrying full-size guns. So this will fit my M&P shield. It'll fit my Glock 19. And so it's cool. It's perfect for that. Perfect for that. If I'm traveling and I want to bring more than one gun, or I want to bring a full-size gun, then that's when I rock the 2.0. So the 2.0 will fit a full-size gun and a compact, maybe a full-size and a mid-size, depending on the gun. You know, if you're rolling that route, it's going to be tough to fit a full-size and a mid-size if they both have red dots on them and things like that. But you know, if not, if maybe one has one and one doesn't, you're probably okay. But it'll comfortably fit any full-size gun for sure, and definitely a full-size and a compact. And so if you want to bring a couple of your guns with you, or certainly two mid-sizes, absolutely. And so if you want to bring a couple of guns with you, then the 2.0 is the way to go. Again, very well constructed, very safe. When they first came out with the Lifepods, the construction was outstanding, the look was outstanding, and all of that. But there was some guy who discovered on YouTube how he could break in with a fork by, you know, kind of wedging in between the latches and hitting the reset button, and that would allow you to recode, re-put in your code on the fly. But they've since corrected that, and now if it's in locked mode, you can't change your code. It has to be unlocked. So that took care of that, and that upped the safety level, you know, much, much, much higher. So it's safe, it's protected from water, dust, those kinds of things. It's very well constructed. It's very reliable. I've never had really, if I do the code right, I never had an issue getting in. I think one time maybe my battery died on me. And yeah, I just grabbed my key. And if I didn't have my key, I could have just plugged in to the port and did my code, and it would have worked. And so, look, the Vaultek Pew Pew Life Coleon Noir case, great for a compact gun, great for a mid-size gun. If you want something that's going to hold a full size and maybe a second gun, then go with the 2.0 version. All right? Until next time, family, as always, take care of one another, and peace.